Hi guys, welcome back. We are going to talk about hobbies and what you can do with your pastime. Hobbies are located in the 5th house, but this can just apply to if you have this energy really strong in your chart. This can also apply to if this transit is hitting any personal planets. This can apply to stelliums. This can apply to a lot of planets hitting your moon, a lot of planets hitting your Mars, stuff like that. So I'm gonna just generalize it. I have my notepad here. I went on Wikipedia and I looked up a hobbies list, and you guys can look on there. There's a bunch more. So I'm gonna kind of like put them together. But what I want you guys to keep in mind is whatever the sign is that you're looking at, say you're looking at Aries. Aries is going to have some of the characteristics of Pisces. Okay, the house before it has a lot to do with the house that it is becoming as well, because Pisces is endings and Aries is new beginnings. So in general, I'm gonna go through this in elements, meaning I'm gonna go through it in fire, water, earth, air. And I will break down each sign that falls into these categories. So let's get into it. Hobbies and pastimes for fire signs. This goes for Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or people who have a lot of 1st house, 5th house, and 9th house planets, or for people who have a lot of aspects to Mars, the Sun, or Jupiter, okay? And now a lot of aspects is like just a lot of activity, if you have a lot of trines or sextiles going to these, you might really enjoy these. If you have squares to these, you might be kind of scared of them, but a part of you might want to do it. It's like one of those, I gotta get over this type of thing, If it's an opposition, it's basically how you feel, is the mood that you're in. It's almost like you're indifferent about it. It really just depends on the company that you're keeping at the time. Okay, but it's something you're probably interested in anyway. You might have dived into it, but you might not necessarily stay tethered to it. It might just come up here and there. Now, these activities that I'm doing, I really am trying not to use any of the internet as an activity, okay? But sometimes you'll hear some stuff. I'm trying to do some more outdoorsy things. Okay, I am a Taurus moon after all. So I'm trying to get everybody, go outside, have fun. All right, so now back to hobbies and pastimes for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So for Aries, I have skydiving. Okay, so you can get your license and whatever that may mean, or skydive wherever you want to go. You guys know I be all over the place, but y'all gonna catch me. If you're not and you're new here, welcome. I just be all over the place, but you're gonna catch me. All the fire signs trine each other. This is why I'm putting it under each of them, under the fire, water, earth, air, because during each season, you might want to do something different, and you might feel inspired to do something because they're trining each other, meaning that there's a nice flow going on during the season. That's why, for instance, hint, I'll just give you guys a little small tip. If you have Saturn and water signs, water seasons might just be a little bit harder for you, or it just might be, you just might feel a little bit more pressure around that time of year. You just might feel like you have to get things done, and that's that time. But let's say if you have your sun in water, when it's those seasons, you're gonna feel like, ooh, I need people to see me. You might feel more bright, you might feel more courageous, and like you just want to get out in the world, do things like that. Well, if it's Saturn there, you're gonna feel like you have to get to work. So these are the different things, and we'll dive more into that in further videos. All right, I'm really getting into it now. But it's more to the story. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I have skydiving, knife throwing, martial arts. So any type of martial arts. I'm talking about jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, karate, anything like that. I also have boxing. Okay, drumming would be really cool. Engraving, glass blowing. That's like creating glass and glass pipes and stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna change this. This one too. Squash, because Libra's on the other side. You guys have to always think about the polarity of all the signs I'm talking about. So anything that's sprinting, that's like quick paced, fencing, a type of shooting sport, exhibition drill, welding, fire eating or breathing, stunt work, darts, running track. Let's see. Okay. Fantasy sports, performance art, dance, billiards, going to the movies, throwing a party, racing, like kart racing, go-kart racing, things like that, beauty pageant, kiddish, ball sports, soccer, basketball, football, ceramics, sunbathing, cheerleading could be one for sure, especially for my Leos, okay? Ice hockey, flag football, aerobics, acting. Now I have bird watching, archery, axe throwing, horseback riding. You already know this is like Sagittarius energy. You see what I'm saying? Long distance running, roller derby, triathlon, flying a drone, capoeira, wood carving, or, again, manipulating with fire. Fire signs, you have to think about anything with manipulating with fire. Most likely they would really like it. Going to different safaris, traveling, canoeing, flying air model planes, paragliding, like hang gliding. That shit is mad fun. If you guys have been, let me know in the bottom. Bungee jumping. So this is what I have for my fire signs. Now I hope that I'm giving you guys a nice comprehensive list of things. So if you have your Venus placement, this is great for date ideas. If you have your Mercury placement, this is great, something to do with your friends. If you have this as a Saturn placement, it's cool to get your license and any of these kind of things that I was talking about, or master it, do it for a really long time. If you have, let's see, the sun there, this might be something that you really make a part of your life, and, just a part of your personality and who you are, your specialty as a human being. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's go on to earth signs, yeah? Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, or a lot of second house, sixth house, or 10th house placements, or a lot of Venus aspects, Mercury aspects, and Saturn aspects, okay? This is how you can kind of see some of this energy come through. So I have golfing, gardening, baking, thrifting, perfume making your own clothes now, baby, flower arranging, obviously after you have your garden, right? Only makes sense, duh. Making furniture, food tasting menu, jewelry making, skincare, anything in the skincare field, like creating your own face creams and your own oils, creating your own lotion, shampoos, stuff like that. And getting into the massage field, Reiki and Shiatsu, anything that has to do with touching the body, right? Singing. All right, let's see. Embroidery, poetry, upcycling, which means that you're restoring something old, making it new again. Creating teas and making your own blends of teas and stuff like that. Wig making, get into it. Crocheting, knitting, sewing, because it's like keeping your hands busy, all right? When we're talking about Mercury placements, you're in your head. So you want to keep your hands busy. You're going to do something that makes your hands focus on something. It's really important. Obviously, this applies to your kids. If you guys want me to make a separate video on like what you could do for your children, let me know. But you can basically figure it out from this video, but I can also make a very concise video for that too. Model aircrafts, like making model aircrafts, dog sports, right? That fly ass shit where they be like, the dog be walking around looking all fly and shit. Car building, comedy. All right, especially for my Virgos. Virgos are funny as shit, like zone line. Virgo placements, Mercury placements. Getting a Rubik's Cube, old school, but yes. Crafting, creative writing, carpentry, woodworking. So that's like working with wood, carving wood, you know, making furniture, again, making stuff in your house, right? I'm gonna say that like one more time probably. Creating a maze or like an obstacle course. Clay crafting. Foraging, which I think is getting resources from nature around you. Ceramics, again, for sure. Pressing florals, like pressing flowers and making, you know, smell goods like potpourri and dried lavender, dried flowers, making dried foods, dried fruits, dried, you know, stuff like that. You're gonna get a dehydrator for that. And anything, guys, you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it, please. Thank you. Now, rock climbing. We're still on earth signs. Rock climbing, construction, fossil hunting, flower collecting and pressing. I think I said that already. Vintage cars, vinyl records, collecting vinyl records, weightlifting or powerlifting. There's a difference. Hiking, book restoration. Same thing. It's like restoring, taking the old books and making sure that they survive, you know, throughout time. Rappelling, which is like rock climbing too, but you're doing like on the rocks, very specific, like by yourself. Building things DIY, so it's all about DIY. Earth signs, remember, you guys like to use your hands and you like to see a result from something that you're doing. So seeing a result from something that you're doing, that's why it has to have tangible items in it, okay? When your hobbies, what we're talking about, has to have tangible items and you want to see something from what you did. Do you hear what I'm saying? So now let's talk about water's bomb. Woo! Let's talk about the air signs. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is if you have a lot of 3rd house, 7th house, 11th house placements, or Mercury, again, Venus, again, and Uranus specifically, and Saturn as well in some instances, okay? So Mercury and Saturn in some instances, you just got to basically see, especially you got to see where your Gemini house is ruling and your Aquarius house is ruling to give you more information. So here we go. Air signs, guys. Y'all ready? Puzzles, journaling, sketching, drumming for sure, like for sure. 3D art, animation, chess, creating a language or learning a new language, editing, like video editing, writing, anything in the editing field. Stand-up comedy as well. Jump roping, juggling, crocheting, sewing, and knitting. Once again, right, that Mercury. Table tennis, ping pong. Skating, which is roller skating, roller blading, skateboarding, that. Making something with glasses, like either making glasses yourself or having something to do with sunglasses, collecting sunglasses, something with glasses, okay? Cardistry, that's like really knowing how to do them card tricks. That's, you know, people who work at Vegas, like they have, I'm sure, a lot of air placements because they got to move their hands real quick and they like to play tricks. You know, that's Gemini. Gemini does like to play tricks on you, play tricks on you, all right? Now, moving on with more air, I have tennis, wrestling. Now, when we think of Libra, right, and this is in no specific order, but this is like you can, like I said, it's trining, so they all work together, right? Trines all work together. It's a free flow. So if you have a Gemini placement and a Libra placement, especially if they're within this degree orbs specifically, they are hitting off each other. So you might like several of these activities. That's why I'm giving you a lot of things. But when we think about Libra, well, let me talk about, when we think about Gemini, We're thinking about all air signs in general like to do interactive things with other people involved, group activities, okay? And if not, then journaling, writing, sketching, like, you know, crocheting, doing that by themselves. But more times than not, they really like doing group activities. So especially with like Gemini likes to do it with their friends, Libra likes to do it with their partner, you know, or their best friend, you know, somebody close to with their business partners, stuff like that. Or but Libra is like a 2-person game. That's what I think about with Libra energy. Okay, so tennis, wrestling, frisbee, which can be more than a 2-person game, obviously, but it's minimum 2 people, you know. Card games. I'm sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Card games, rowing, bowling, aerial silk. You know, that fly ass hanging in the air shit. It looks so fire. Acro yoga, which is like aerobics and yoga when like at least two people, you know, like they do yoga on top of each other and they do all those cool tricks and shit. Airbrushing, like the old school t-shirts type thing. Art collecting, belly dancing, qigong, right? Dominoes, debate, like joining a debate team, gymnastics, skiing, because you know Libra likes to wear a cute little outfit. That's also what you gotta think. Like they like to dress up in their situation, anything where they can look cute too, and the fashion is popping. Longboarding, right? Because skateboarders got fashion. Y'all already know the skateboard gang. Y'all look amazing. Air hockey, any 2-person game, like I said, and calligraphy. Now moving on, my Aquarius section, but you know, again, mix it up. Dodgeball, rugby, cornhole, field hockey, triathlon, skateboarding. I feel like a lot of skateboarders are definitely Aquarius types. Lacrosse, cycling, producing beats, get into it. Volleyball, astrology, blogging, card games, I said that earlier, snowmobiling, you know, like you racing in the snow and stuff like that, origami, right? Joining a book club, joining a choir. That's what I have for my air signs. Any class of interest, air signs should be doing, you know, anything where it's kind of a class, like that paint and sip type of situation, you know, Libra likes that, like paint and sip. Gemini likes that. They'll be taking their friends, stuff like that. Aquarius will probably be the host of something like that or run it, you know, or it'll be their space type of thing. All right, now let's talk about the signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Either a lot of placements in the 4th house, 8th house, or 12th house. A lot of aspects to the moon, Mars and Pluto, and Neptune and Jupiter. Okay, y'all can fight if y'all think Jupiter should be with Pisces or whatever. If Pluto exists, I don't care. I do. I think they do. So it's whatever. Y'all think what y'all like. That's the fun about astrology. It's about symbolism, interpretation, how you interpret it, right? You know what I'm saying? And what you connect with. I'm a Scorpio, so I definitely believe Pluto is there, honey. Like, we're not like Aries. It was just Mars. That wouldn't even make any sense, like, at all. But whatever, like, okay, so so for my Cancer section, I have beatboxing, cooking, DJing, collecting, like anything, collecting postcards and stamps and collecting, you know, photographs, like things like that. Scrapbooking, creating mixtapes and playlists, antiquing, making candles, dolls, collecting like dolls and action figures and figurines, making a gingerbread house, swimming, anything with water sports would be super fun, you know, jet skiing, swimming, any kind of water sports. I don't know all the water sports, but Google water sports and you could see what comes up. More crafting, feng shui decorating, like decorating to move the energy around specifically. Now for Scorpio, I have tattooing, pole dancing, photography, which is also Cancer, right? It's all together. Think about the trine. Scuba diving, surfing, water sports too. New hairstyling, bodybuilding, okay? I don't know how to say it, topiary, which is cutting plants into shapes, like you know, Edward Scissorhands type of vibe. Chemistry, you know, getting like when you were a kid, you had a little chemistry kit and you were just like, you know, staining glass, I think would be a cool little situation. Now for Pisces, and this is all water signs once again, dancing, okay, figure skating, watercolor painting, a painting of any kind, making music of any kind, you know, singing and writing music, making the sounds for music, composing music, stuff like that, instruments, boating, yachting, astronomy, looking at the stars. I have photography, of course, and photography goes with all the water signs. Audio filing, which I never knew that was the word, but it's where you take sounds and you categorize it, right? Like, I really think that would be Piscean, like karaoke, shoemaker, or anything to do with shoes, sculpting. This could be shoe collecting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have Pisces in the 4th house with the moon there. You could collect shoes, collect old dresses, vintage dresses from your elders, your grandmother, you know, stuff like that. That could be really a thing you like. Sculpting, confectionery, that's where you make those really pretty cakes, like it looks all beautiful and stuff like that. Cosplay, instruments, playing kind of instruments, I said. World building, you know, this is like writing down what you want the world to look like and fantasizing about it and things like that. You never know what that could turn into. It could turn into a script. It could turn into a video game that you create, you know, stuff like that. Filmmaking, palmistry, where you read the palms. Anything with magic, doing magic tricks. Windsurfing, acting, singing, and nail art. And under fire signs, acting falls under fire signs too. I didn't mention that, my bad. You know, acting falls under fire signs too. So, I think I did them all, right? Let me look one. Before I get off of here, I don't want y'all to be upset, like, where's this sign? Where's that sign? So, so I'll give you some examples right now. I'll just give you like a couple examples so you can see what I'm talking about. So, for instance, you know, you might have Sun conjunct Saturn in Libra. So you might want to have a tennis career. You might want to really go hard in that acro yoga and make that a thing, or be an aerial silk you know, a silk, I don't know, performer, you know, at some point. Or you might have been on the debate team and all of a sudden that leads you into whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can also become like a power lifter with this kind of stuff. You can, this is a combining of the things that I had said and seeing how they work together with you. Because if you have, you would then say, oh, well, I have the sun. That's also Leo energy, by the way. Well, everybody has Leo energy, so obviously. But that's the sun, and then you have, you know, it in Libra. So whatever I said for Libra, you think about that, and then you say, oh, but I have a lot of aspects to Saturn. So then you would go listen to the Capricorn one, you know, the Capricorn Earth one, and see which ones are there. But at the end of the day, let me see if I can give you one more example before I go. Wait. Trying to see if I give you one more example. Like Virgo, I would definitely think about embroidery, because Virgo likes to pay attention to detail. You know, they also rule by the mind. They also like to see tangible results. So you have to think about all of those things. If you're earth-based, you want to see something tangible. So you have to mix a little bit of earth into what I was talking about with the activities. If you are fire-based, you want to do that with fire, and so on and so forth. And so when I'm talking about embroidery, it's like really small stitching. It's paying fine attention to these small little details, stuff like that. So I hope this video helped point you guys into some direction about which hobbies and pastimes to look up, or things you probably been doing your entire life, but you just didn't even realize. It's good for your energy. It's healthy for you. It makes you feel good. It's something that really brings you joy. And at the end of the day, we need joy, okay? And so pick up your hobby, have fun. Oh, drop in the comment below some of your hobbies that you want to share, if you want to share them. Those are just some of the ones I could find. I know there's like a million other hobbies out there. I try to touch on as many as I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you soon. Ciao.